Good evening. It's time to start lesson 3, unit 1. So yes, we're going to get started. I'm going to pack a lot of information in here. You can rewind as you need to. Pay attention to the numbers. Pay attention to the time. So you know where to go back to if you need to. So if I get started here, we're going to notice there's 4 boxes. Those 4 boxes have squares in them mostly. The first box has 2 squares. They are copies of each other. One's the original and one's the scale copy. And since they're a scale copy, that means the scale copies are the ones that belong, and the one that is not a scale copy is the one that does not belong. So if you notice the first box, top left, those two are the same. That means their scale factor is 1. The next one to it, to the right, it means the scale factor is greater than 1. And the one just below that one means the scale factor is less than 1, meaning it is a fraction. The one that's highlighted, because it's not a square, it is not a scale copy. Therefore, it does not belong. So, for you parents out there, that's what the kids are doing right now, scale copies. So we're going to do a scale copy of this flower. When we do a scale copy of this flower, it's without a grid, but we can get as close as possible. We have a scale factor of 2. What that means is however big the original flower is, which is over here, whatever that is, we need to double it over here. That's what a scale copy of 2 means. When we get this, what do we need to make this better is what? We need a grid. And so since we need the grid to help us make it more accurate, that's what we're going to go to. We're going step by step. At least we kind of understand what we're supposed to do. So when we get to the grid, we're going to double everything. So if you didn't notice, here, this line, the square is 1, 2, 3. So this over here is going to start here. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to end right there. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. We are going to create a scale copy of this flower with the scale factor of 2. Parents, don't be afraid of this. This is something that they must do in order to figure out how scale copies work, even on things that are not straight or boxes. So we move on, we see that the scale factor is there. The strategy was to count the blocks. We count the blocks on the left side for the original, and we double the blocks on the right side for the copy. That's how you are able to create the scale copy. This is something that's simple, yet can be complicated if you've never seen it before. I know for me, I had a hard time when I started teaching this because I had not seen this before. And I've been teaching, or at least tutoring, for the last 20 years. But scaling factors was something I had not been through. So don't be panicked if you don't understand this right off the bat. Students, just make sure you attempt doing this part more than once. This is a scale factor of 1.5. It's a little harder to see. As you will see, when I draw this, it's going to be a little bit harder to see what the scale factor or the boxes I need to do for the scale factor. Mind you, the right side of it is 4. 1.5 times 4 should be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be 6. Should be right there. Now, I'm hesitating here because I'm still counting up to see how far this diagonal should go. Now, if I had been a little more intuitive, or should I say a little smarter, I would have went ahead and did this side here first and then connected it. Then I would have had a right scale copy. But I chose to do the diagonal first, and that was a mistake. So in doing a triangle here or a trapezoid like this, you should always do the straight sides first because you can count those easily. know what the scale factor is since it's 1.5. When you do it, you will come out with the right exact copy. See, I did not do it correct. So to show you how to do it right, okay, you need to practice. I'd like you to practice this at least 3 times. Parents, make sure your students are practicing this 3 times. It will be on the test. So as we move on, if you look at the sketches, it says settle the dispute. The dispute is this a scale copy? And some of you may say, yes, it is. Some of you say, no, it's not. Or some of you will say it's a 2, and some will say 1.5. Now, remember, if the straight sides are not proportionally related, then it is not a scale copy at all. What do I mean? I mean, if you count each side of this, go ahead and pause real quick. If you count each one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and our scale, we'll see what this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 6, and the original is 6. The drawing is 9, so that should be 1.5. Now, if I do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is 8, and not, it'll be 6. Then we know this is not a scale copy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8. So therefore, the scale factor here between this side and this side is 2. And the scale factor here from this side to this side is 1.5. If they are different, that means this is not a scale copy. So neither are correct. So as we move on, you'll see it. See, I put in Sasha. I was wrong. But now I put neither because that's the correct answer, neither. And neither because the sides do not match. The scale factor for the sides do not match. I will reiterate. The fact is, if the original has a certain number on one side and the scale copy has the same number on one side but a different number on the other, it is not a scale copy. For the lesson synthesis, the drawing has to be done by your student or by you. It will happen to if you draw the scale copy, excuse me, it'll give you practice on how to draw. The number one things to remember is draw the straight lines first. Diagonals will come. Draw the straight lines first. That is my recommendation to you. If you draw the straight lines, the diagonals will happen. Okay? So we'll move on to, we'll go ahead and move on to the cool down. So we go to the cool down. Again, this is the final thing that I finally learned. We're doing a scale factor of 3. We know that if we take the side is 1, 2, scale factor 3, that means 2 times 3 is what? 6. We're going to go 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like I went the other direction. So this is going to be 4. We're going to go 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. I'm sorry. 12, because 4 times 3 is 12. My fault. 4 times 3 is 12. So we'll do 12 there. And then we'll do 6 here. And now, because it's 3, or scale factor of 3, we've got to figure on how to get the diagonals right. So think about what is crossing. It's crossing 2 in a square. What I mean by that is this. Here's your square right here, and it's crossing 2. So we're doing it by 9. So we're going to cross it here, all the way down. Then we're going to bring it up. And that could be the correct answer, and it could not be. You need to do it a couple times to see if it's done right. So I hope this helps. I hope it doesn't confuse you very much. This is something that I feel like you should do a lot of. So recap. If you think about what we're doing, realize that we are doing scale factors on shapes, okay? And these scale factors are giving us how big the shapes are and what the shapes are giving us. Every time we try, we always use the straight edges to help us with the diagonal. So just remember, use the straight edges to help us with the diagonal. Once you do that, scaling objects should be pretty simple. For you parents, I hope you understood what's going on. If not, please rewind the video and take a look at it again. All right, that's my time, and I will talk to you later.